And,
Okay. All
and
right.
then the third spiritual, or the third discipline of a way to prepare for the craziness that's going to happen, or the potential craziness that's going to happen in 2024, probably largely driven by politics and the news media, is to develop spiritual practices and or spiritual disciplines. So go ahead, Jess.
So this is another one of those things that has been thoroughly researched and has shown that having spiritual practices or disciplines that you do on a daily basis enhances brain function, and it also helps prevent cognitive decline in people. There's a study that we've talked about a few times that I've seen online, different places, and we've talked about at my church. There's a study that was done on people who read their Bible a certain amount of times per week, and how much the impact that reading the Bible specifically 4 times a week has on people's lives and marriages, addictions, things like that, is astounding. And they're just reading like 1 time a week didn't have nearly the effects that reading 4 times a week is. So again, it's kind of a thing that's a discipline that's done on a regular basis to be effective, whether that's, prayer or Bible reading or whatever.
Yeah. So, it helps give you a worldview that helps you realize that you're not the center of the universe, and that you were made for a purpose greater than yourself, and that life is bigger than what's going on in politics and our finances, etc. And folks, God doesn't want you to be fearful. He loves you. And I kind of think of the Bible like the owner's manual of my life. And I read it every day, study it every day, first thing in the morning, or darn near first thing after I get a little bit of coffee in me and awakened. And I was taught this SOAP process. It's SOAP, and that doesn't have anything to do with the deal, but this S stands for scripture, O for observation, A for application, and P for prayer. So what I do is I read a little section of the Bible. It might be 1 chapter, it might be 5 chapters. And then I pick out a scripture of that. I have a book, a journal book, and I just write down what that scripture was. I write it out word for word. And then the next thing I do is I write it, I come up with an observation about what I think that scripture says. And then I write down an application of how that applies to my life. And finally, I write out a prayer. And this has done me such wonders, and helps me start out my days on the right track, keeping in mind what's most important in my life. And it's helped me, I feel like it's helped me grow spiritually and grow closer to Jesus immensely. And so I recommend it to everybody.